The live streaming also started on YouTube.
Yes, it has started.
So Namrata, we will start with the session.
Yes, I have selected here start session, but it is still showing processing. So,
Yes, even I am also getting the same thing.
uh, let me check with Javed.
Kinjal sir,
Yes,
already live on YouTube and we have already broadcasted it.
correct. But the session here it says that the attendees cannot join until you start the webinar.
Few attendees have joined, Kinjal Bhai. About 18 to 20 have joined. Yes, somebody is also showing attendance. Govind Soni sir.
Correct.
Yeah. So few have already joined. I don't know about the rest.
Hmm.
Some meeting has started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Technology Initiative Committee session on Save Time using Teleprime. And now I will request Kinjal Bhai to please introduce our esteemed speaker.
Hello, everybody, and good evening, and welcome to the our program on tele. Uh, and when we think for tele, the alternate substitute for tele is the word Punit Mehta, and therefore we always bank on Punit Bhai whenever there is a need for educating and enlightening our members on tele. Am I audible, Nimrat?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Uh, for the introduction of as most of them already know Punit Bhai, but a brief introduction is always warranted for those who may be coming to BCS platform occasionally. So Punit Bhai is a tele professional and obviously a chartered accountant and a member of the core group and technology committee of the Bombay Chartered Accountant Society. He was also part of the as a co-opted member of the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of ICAI, the Finance and the Public and Government Financial Management Committee of WIRC. He has developed various fully integrated modules in Tally for various categories of businessmen like builders, shipping agents, schools, colleges, chartered accountants. He has addressed various gatherings right from study circle to the regional conferences and regional training institutes of various esteemed organizations like the Income Tax Officers and Commissioners Association. Uh, he is also the founder and currently the treasurer of the Jain Chartered Accountant Federation, which is a very vibrant association of chartered accountants. And he is also the joint treasurer at Sri Pashwanath Jain Vidyalay, Varkana at Pali, Rajasthan. With this brief introduction, may I welcome Punit Bhai for this most awaited session on Tally, as lot and I mean there are a lot of cloud based opportunities which are coming up in the accounting space. Tally has also come up with something which I am sure is going to be interesting for the members to learn. And may I now request Punit Bhai to start his session, as members are eagerly awaiting to hear you. Welcome, Punit Bhai.
Thank you, Kinjal bhai. Thank you, Namrata bhai, and thank you, BCAS once again. With BCAS, like ICA has been alma mater for all of us, and at Technology Initiative, we have always been encouraging the use of softwares, and I'm thankful once again the Technology Committee who has taken the initiative and educate the members on what opportunities we can get from TelePrime. So we are not just going to see and learn some of the new features of TelePrime, but today's session is, as Namrata rightly said, that it is save time using TelePrime. Now, whose time has to be saved? It is the professionals whose time has to be saved. And what do they do while they are working with Tally? Now, Tally has become default operating or rather working software at most of our clients' place in and many of them in MSME segments. So although they are not that much paying customers, but they are still our customers and they are still our clients. And we need to ensure how we can save our time and give them the best. So today's session is going to foresee or discuss something which I haven't discussed much earlier. Okay, there are 3 or 4 points that we haven't discussed in our earlier sessions also, but we are going to discuss it today. To give you a brief, yes, new features of TelePrime are that is something that we are going to discuss, Kinjalbhai. But more than that, what we are going to discuss is that professionals using TelePrime, how they can maintain their IFRS accounting from Tally. Okay, how they can get the fantastic dashboards from Tally. Okay, and the bread and butter of compliance is the JSON reporting. Okay, the JSON reconciliation, rather, I would say. So those are the things that we are going to learn today in our session. If you permit, I will start sharing my screen. Namrata, is it okay?
Yes, please, Punit, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Uh, Friends, to ensure that a full video is available from Tally's perspective, I am going to shut down my, I'm switching off my video mode, and it will help all of us to, have a better screen of Tally also. Okay. Uh, the first things first, today, we all are quite a good number of attendees on our Zoom channel, and lot many are there on the YouTube channel as well. So let us start with a brief survey. Okay, and once we want to make this session interactive, because at BCAS we always encourage. I being Technology Initiative Committee member also, and I have always learned from Kinjal and others that we need to look at something that how we can make things more interactive and interesting. So we always encourage to do something new, and with that thing in mind, I'm just taking a brief survey for all of us to before we move forward, that how and what we are going to learn today, a brief survey. So I would request participants to open up their chat box and share their views freely. Okay, so without any restrictions, you please, whatever your opinion or views are, you please share the views. Okay, so the brief survey starts with, which is the one best features of TelePrime, Tele ERP9, not TelePrime, sorry, Tele ERP9 that you like. So we all are, I'm assuming that most of us, all of us might have used Tele. Which is one best feature that you all have been loving it or liking it a lot? So if I can have some answers, that would be great. Audit feature, Sujit Bhai says yes. Thank you, Sujit Bhai, for being the first person to answer. GST report, Himal Bhai says yes. Vandana ma'am is also here. Good evening, Vandana ma'am. What ease of data entry for novice accountant? Kinjal Bhai says yes. That's fantastic feature. Okay. Generation of reports using in Excel and use of SQL and ODBC. Uttamji Jain says fantastic, sir. Yes. The next question. What was one worst experience working with software? It's not always good, but something might have been really worrisome or something which you might not have liked it. So some things if somebody would like to use. Sujit Bhai says GST integration speed is fantastic. Now I'm going on the another question. Yes, low speed is something for heavy data users that has always been challenged. Yes, but for that Tally has brought in that server 9. So some more answers. Yes, Uttam Bhai, you are very right. Security issues where admin also might be able to change the data. So that is one concern. What? Yeah, Mr. Shah says cash and accrual basis of accounting. That is taking some amount of time. Yes, for us as a professional. Right. Now, not the just a small addition here. There are not many questions. We have only 4 questions. We have already crossed 2, and this is the third one. I don't intend to do a very exhaustive survey, but just to make people interact. Now, how important do you think learning Tally is? Of course, we all are here that Tally Prime or Tally ERP9 has been useful for accounting, but why do you think it is that important? I have my reason, and I will discuss about my reason that why we as a professional should learn Tally. But let me get it from the participants that why do you think it is important to learn Tally? Some answers? Sujit Bhai says saving time. Yes, that's a good reason. To do better audit, Uttam Bhai says yes. Knowing the function, Hemal Bhai, yes, helps in working better. Parth says yes, accessible anywhere, anytime, if possible. How to do it? We'll have a small demo on that. Okay, and here I come to the last part of my question. Is this? Which one feature, if added in Tally, would help all of us to make an impactful living? So having an impactful life is definitely we all strive for. That is something that we all wanted. But if you are using Tally, which one feature according to you would help us in making a really an impactful working for all of us? So some suggestions. Audit trail, correct? To read and scan the document and pass the entries. Yes. Okay. We are going to learn some of these in the coming session. Okay. So the features that some of us are discussing, I'll reproduce them. Inventory movement report without impacting of stock journal as well as valuation report. Okay, nice suggestion. Right. Fantastic. So there is a good vibrancy of our audience. So I really love it. Let's move to the next part. So our entire discussion is going to work around three parts today. The discussions would be how we as professionals can use Tally Prime for saving of time, but in which services. So the first which I would be discussing about easing of compliance management. Okay, so compliance is something that is a bread and butter for most of our friends and ourselves as well, where we are doing the GST returns, TDS returns, and the other parts which is related to audit. So how we can use our lessen our burden on compliance management by smartly using the software. That's going to be one big part of our discussion. The second part is going to be on the simplifying of accounting practice. Okay, so when we are working as an accountants, okay, what things that we can do to simplify it further? Of course, we are doing it, but what things that we can do it? So that is going to be the second part, and the third and the last part is going to work on the consulting. Those people who wish to work on the consulting assignments, they do get the data from Tally, but can they enhance it further? Can they work more on that? So I have few suggestions that we will see it as we move along. Eager to learn? Please put your messages on the chat. That's the three things that we are going to discuss. Broadly three things. Yes, Kinjalbhai says. Yeah. Thank you, Shriyam, Harshat, sorry, Bhavya. So nice of all of you. Right. So now we move forward to the compliance management part. Okay. So data handling, which has come in Tally Prime, as some of our participants discussed, that what are the various aspects of data handling which is available. Okay, so let's see that how we as a professionals can work in Tally Prime. I'm starting with the Tally screen. Okay. So in TelePrime, they have brought in a very simple data compliance working, where once we select Alt K, okay, we can select directly by Alt K and selecting the select option, or we could select Alt F3 and it would directly go to select company. Now this is a very simple menu that they have given. If you see, earlier there were two things which was there. One was the path, and then within that path which companies are available, that was which was shown earlier. But now in TelePrime, what they have given is that they have started with this create or rather select remote company and specify path and select from drive. This specify path and select from drive, you can get it anywhere from wherever you are, and whenever you press Alt F3, you will be getting this. Okay. What does that mean is that if you want to open a company which is directly at the root level, I will select from drive. Okay. Now I've got the option of C drive, E drive, F drive. Okay. So here I can just move as a cursor. My up and down arrow key is moving, and like this I can just move it. I can select E drive, and here I can also select the company detail, the folder in which I wish to go. Suppose I wish to go in this 2019-20. So like the traditional aspects of Tally, if you understand where you have to go, then you just click enter. So enter, and then you get all the client's name. Okay. And within the client's name, then enter, you get the folder's name for the month you have prepared, or maybe for some other aspects, quarter wise, if you have prepared. So likewise, so on and so forth. So if you see, the navigation has been made absolutely simple. Okay. From there, you finally get the company. This is the 10,006 company and GST demo company, whatever that company name would be available. And you can just click on enter, and the migration process would start if the migration has not happened. Okay. What I wish to say is that if you wish to move forward and directly go to a desktop, so you can just say select from drive, you can go to the desktop, and desktop you get whether all the folders which are there, whether there are any company which is there. So in the desktop, I have downloaded this company, New Era Medico. So I can just go and select from the desktop. Okay. Saving it on desktop is a very risky proposition, but that is something that we will have to train our articles and employees to do, not to save on desktop. But in case you have to work it quickly, rather than say putting the entire desktop folder path, we can just directly select from drive. So likewise, you can just go to E drive and then go to maybe the folder in which you wish to go. Okay. So here we can select this folder I have to go, and I have to open a company. Okay, this company which is already open. So this is what Tally has brought in, folder view of the data. That is was very much required from compliance perspective, because we keep getting the backup or the data folder from the clients. Okay, so this was the first thing that is something which I really like for chartered accountant. I showcased it. Do mention to me if there are any comments. The second thing is using of audit tool. From compliance management perspective, audit tool was already there. We had 3 or 4 sessions, and while we are working in this gathering, somebody told that yes, audit tool is one of the best features of Tally ERP9. What they have started in TelePrime, let me take you to Tally once again. Okay, so what they have started in TelePrime is that they are allowing you to audit a particular report or a particular voucher, the sampling has now been made more simpler and more specific to the way chartered accountants are used to do it. Okay, in a normal ERP no mode, what we have seen, or rather what Tally had observed, that people go to maybe display trial balance and then click on F12 and then say opening balance yes no, and they start doing the ledger scrutiny. Once they start doing the ledger scrutiny, and at that time if they want to put up a note, suppose I am doing this ledger scrutiny, I am going to this asset furnitures, and if I want to put up a note that I want to see the asset bill of this 8,80,000, where do I get that? Where do I get this invoice? So I had to use paper and pen for the purpose. Okay, but now in Tally Prime, what they have given is that instead of going that way, you go to display, you go to analysis and verification. Okay, and here you go to data analysis, right? On the data analysis part, these all menu was there already there into it. Today's session is not about these menu. Today's session is about this new report which has been added. Is this F9 analysis and variance? Okay, here you go to trial balance. Suppose from trial balance you go to the fixed asset and then go to the furniture the same way. And here I have already put up a note, but here if you see, suppose this is the input GST ledgers that they had to put in. So external clarification, or you can also give internal observation, whatever. Okay, external clarification, and you can ask that thoroughly, something of that sort. We can give it. I have not provided much of the security control into this. So whichever users that Tally might have it, Tally login might have it, you will get the list of the entire name, and you can select the name and then say accept. So now there are two things which is there. Okay, external clarification and this thing. So somebody will ask, okay, this is how we will not use our paper and pen. But Punit, I don't want the users to go into this report and then give me the reply. I want another way where users can reply. How they can do it? So friends, for that Tally has provided. When I go to gateway of Tally, okay, I go to display, I go to an account books, and here I go to a button called voucher clarification. Okay, here once I go to voucher clarification, it gives me which vouchers require clarification. The accountant will come here and see, yes, he wants to answer on this. The auditor has asked that, okay, what is it? Check input ledgers thoroughly or whatever, and he can provide his comment. That's it. The report, the clarification has gone out from this. So there are no pending clarification for the accountant to reply. Okay. So this is the way in which the auditor can ask the question and the users or the accountants can reply without using paper and pen. Okay. The second option is, I see some chats coming in. Harshad, you have asked about Tally Prime Exchange. We will come on that. Okay. So if you wish to know what was the sampling and what are the details that was given, you can have this analysis and verification. Okay, so from here you can see F12 verification of vouchers. One. Here, clarified option is coming where we has been getting it. Check the input ledger, client says the entire ledger submitted and voucher provided. So this is how we can get the details. Okay. So this was new thing where we can get the details by using Tally audit tool. Okay, where auditing of reports till vouchers and getting the feedback from the users. So this is something that I thought should be of useful. Comparing two different parameters across different years. Again, this was already there in Tally ERP9. This is something, but I thought users should know about it. So I just mentioned it out here. But let me know from your experience, are you able to compare the sales of 1 year along with the purchase of the same year and the same in the last year from Tally Prime, Tally ERP9? So how many of us have already actually used that feature of comparing two different parameters across different years? Can I have some chats? Bhavya says yes, used. Good. Sujit Bhai says yes, good. Yeah, Vandana ma'am, you have always been using it. Okay, since all of them have already used this feature, we will not discuss much on that. We'll come to the another feature which there are a lot of things that we want to discuss. Yeah, Nishal says with ratios he has used it. Fantastic, so nice of you. Okay. Yes. The other part in the JSON file, which a survey we did about 4 months back, JSON is something that GSTN portal is providing, and Tally has also provided the JSON reconciliation. And let me check with that that how many of us are using the JSON file import for reconciling data of purchases, the GSTR2 reconciliation. How many of us are using on that? So if there are enough number of people who are wanting to know about it, then we will show the live demo. But there are a lot many things which is there. So let me see in my chat. Please provide the answers. Would you like to see the demo, or have you already seen it? Uttam bhai, Hemal bhai, Mahavir bhai, please inform. You would like to see the demo, or you already know that how the JSON file import happens? I guess not using will. Vandana ma'am says we will like to see the demo. It's surprising because Vandana ma'am, I have seen you showing the demo to lot many people, but yes, definitely we will show. We'll see. Yes. Mahavir bhai says yes, we are using it. One of them. Okay. Anshul Bhai says that other softwares have been used, but it is better that Tally provides the reconciliation. Yes. So let us go to Tally Prime. Let me show you one folder. Okay. So if you see, I have downloaded the JSON file. From the government portal. Okay. From the government portal, we have directly downloaded a JSON file. Okay. Now I will go to Tally Prime. Here, by using the function button called Alt G, That is the new button. Earlier, we used to go to display, statutory, and then go to GST and then GSTR2. But now with this menu button on the top, that is called Alt G. Okay. Here we can click this Alt G. Go to GSTR2. Right? We go to GSTR2 and then we select the period for which we would wish to do the reconciliation. So we click on maybe 1/7 to 31/7. Okay. And here we click on button called Alt O import. Load JSON. And we can select the Tally's navigation path, that is select from drive, E drive, and then select the aim JSON folder where it is provided. So to navigate to get the details is very simple. You don't have to shift between the windows. That's it. And here you find that you get this JSON file directly. Okay. And we can select this. Total number of invoices loaded is 77, and that's it. Update the reconciliation status. I say yes. So this is how you can get the reconciliation complete. There are 76 vouchers in the portal, which is shown in blue. There are 46 vouchers in the books. You can go inside. You can find from each one of those that how many vouchers are there. So 15 vouchers are telling. No problem with this. Keshav, this is something which is not telling, and so on and so forth. The good thing about Tally Prime which has come, one is this reconciliation has become a lot more simple. The other thing is that once you are there out here and you are checking that what is your which data is not correct, so you can also correct the vouchers and you can also create a voucher. You can go to Alt G, create voucher, and then create the voucher, maybe the F9 purchases or whatever. Vouchers get created. The best part is when you move along, show open reports in the STR2, you will find that voucher to be tagged along with that. So that's the best part of it. It is not as good as bank reconciliation where we can, remaining in the same window, we can create the vouchers, but it is still very good where you can create the vouchers from remaining in that screen itself. So reconciliation is something really helpful where you can go and check which are the things, and from here you can correct. Okay, if you wish to go in your books of accounts, you get all the details updated. Okay. Here there are lot many buttons which are provided. Clear status, stat status. You can set all of them together. Suppose this is now set as accepted. So you can shift and scroll. Okay, and set the status. Now the scroll, which is something which is new, which has come. And if you wish to, if they have not, in the case currently it is reconciled. But if you wish, if you have done the reconciliation outside the system and you want to update it in Tally, you can select the pending status, and it will be saved as pending till the next time it will show it in the report. So that is something which has been added, the navigation and movement of Tally Prime, which is something which has been added. Once you complete this, you can save the return as well. Okay. So for the time being, you can save the return from Tally. Okay. You can provide this, and a BAK file would get saved in the same folder where the JSON file was. So a BAK file which has got saved. Okay. 4:43 p.m. Right. So friends, this is how GSTR2 JSON file import can help. And if you have seen that even if there are hundreds of voucher, Tally Prime or rather Tally ERP9 also in some mode has been able to reconcile in terms of date, invoice number, GSTN number, all of them together one below the other, and help the users to ensure that basic working is available. Okay, my humble suggestion out here is that when we can showcase this, the compliance practice is anyways getting closed day by day. Okay, so better enable our clients to learn on this, how the JSON file import, and let them do this modification by themselves, so that when you are doing the audit, it becomes easier for you to complete your task. Okay. Right. I do agree where some of the comments have done that the other softwares like GST Cafe or ClearText or those things give better view of the reconciled vouchers. Yes, they do give, and but Tally has got that simplicity with them without user wanting to update their update it in Excel and then do it. This is something which is happening within the system itself. So that is the benefit which I want to share with. Okay. So from compliance management, these are the 3, 4, 5 things that I thought that should be very useful for all of us to know about it. Now we move to the next part. Yeah. One last thing is password for multiple companies for multiple clients. Now Tally has come in with a very simple feature that if you wish to create a single login for all your clients across, so which has come in Tally Prime only, you can go that in the data of that particular client and create new user of the auditor, and then check whether then whenever that data comes at your place, you can directly open it. You need not give the password, because that data must uh, I'll showcase you. Okay, now this company is open. In F1 settings, startup, here the option has been provided, enable auto login for companies with same credentials. So if you enable the auto login, what will happen if you have already logged in a company and the same user ID and password is there in another company, it will not ask you the user ID and password. It will directly get open. Okay, so I need to keep it as yes and then move forward. So once I open another company, the user ID and password might be different. That's why it has come. So that's it. So here they have given this option of saving it. Okay, so this is how the new option has come for opening of companies, multiple companies together. You have to enable it. Okay. We move to another part, is that accounting management. Browser access through working remotely. Now, when we talk of accounting management, the biggest challenge comes is that we are doing the accounting for the client, and the client wants to view the data. Suppose he's not having Tally at his place, you are doing as an accountant, you are entering the records. I know very few of our chartered accountant must be doing it, but what can be done is that you can allow the businessman to whom you are doing the data entry to view his records whenever he wishes to. So as somebody suggested during the survey phase that anywhere, anytime tally is there. So one of the ways in which it is there, I can share with you. 1 second. I go to this company, I go to Alt K and I provide the users and password. Okay. So in this user and password, I need to provide the credentials. Basic credentials are there. Now, if you see, I have created one basic credential, that tally.net user, and the name is demotellyyuser@gmail.com. Okay. I have created this ID, demotellyyuser@gmail.com, and I go to Alt K. I click on this company called button called connect. Now this connect has happened, and then I can go to any of the browsers. Suppose I go to my tallysolutions.com. Okay. So right now I will log out and I will click. I would suggest some of the users, if they wish to, can go from their mobile also and check it out. Okay. Log in at the tallysolutions.com. Okay. And select demo tally user @gmail.com. Okay, and provide the password. It is simple: 1 2 3 4 5. 1 to 5 is the password. 1 2 3 4 5, and click on this button called login. So here they will get this option: Apex Electricals connected. The company is connected. Actually, it has been connected in 2 tabs. That's why. And now we can see the entire report, whatever it is. Now there are more than 35 to 40 reports which has been made available. In Tally ERP9, it was hardly 18 or 20 odd reports. Now they have increased the number of reports, and they have also increased the speed of the report. So here I can go to trial balance. Sorry, group summary. Yep. Common reports. You can go to the user has been the demo tally user has been stopped the access of trial balance, and because of which balance sheet is not available. Otherwise the balance sheet was also available. Okay, so there is a security that you can implement, and we can go to ledger voucher report. Okay, so that like so on and so forth. From here you can also change the period. On the right hand side there is a button, so if you wish to see it from April, okay, so now the report has come from April to October. If some of the users can go to their browser and use these logins and say whether they are able to access or not. Can I have some comments on this, whether they are able to access? Financial reports has been bought, and yes, Uttam Bhai says he has been able to access, and you can go to a ledger, you can download that ledger and send it. Kinjal Bhai has asked, is the accountant is also required to keep the same company open on his tally? Accountant need not have tally at all. So there is no question of that. Okay, from where, suppose here we are in our office. If this company we want to give the access, yes, we will have to keep the company open, because Tally is not storing the data on their server. Okay, the data is there in our local machine. If the machine is off, or if Tally is not start, of course the businessman will not be able to view the reports. But since in our office we can start let our machine remain on and his tally remain on, and each of you can give at least 10 remote logins to different businessmen. Okay, so this is a simple and fantastic report where businessman would be able to access tally without disturbing the accountant. Nishchal says, is there an option for getting the settled report? Okay, let me check. I will change the security setup for demo tele users. 1 second. So that we can access more of that, more of the reports. So user roles, tally.net user. So he's been asked to work as a data entry and data entry. So all of these have been stopped. Okay. End of the list, balance sheet, end of the list. Control A. That's it. Tally reports. So without shutting down or opening the company again, I just refresh it. Now I can see balance sheet. Okay. Similarly, I can also see outstanding. Ledger outstanding of a customer. Okay. That's it. So this is how you can again see. Now here the option what my friend discussed that can we get details? No, we are not able to get the settled bills details as of now. We can definitely suggest tally on this. Okay. Anshul says it can become more user friendly as they have to use mouse instead of normal navigation. I don't think, Anshul, because if you see in my browser when I'm accessing, here I'm not accessing. Okay, let me see. For selecting, I need to select again mouse. Okay, yeah. But if you are using it from your mobile, you are actually tapping the reports. So that time it would be beneficial for you. Maybe some more shortcuts can be added for using it on the keyboards. Agreed. So on and so forth. Let's move forward. Friends, compliance is this one. So when we are working with accounting, we can also work in a remote environment, or rather it can happen other way around also, that users can, the businessman, if they are having tally, they can provide you the access, and without asking him the much question, you can yourself scrutiny from your mobile that what are the various aspects, and then inform him what clarification you require it from him. Okay, so it works both ways, but I thought from accounting perspective it should be more useful. That's why I added it out here. Okay. While we are working in accounting, there are important keys which has been added. That is Alt G, Control G. We have already seen the Alt G and Control G part. Let me take you to TelePrime once again. Now let us see the Control G part. Now when I go to Alt G, it says go to the report. Okay. all the reports which were available in Tally, which was earlier, hidden in some menu or somewhere else, has now become available right in front of the users. So for the businessman, it has become simpler. He just have to recall which kind of report he wants to see. He wants to see any order report, he can just say order. Okay. So order retail sales or order sales order book or monthly register, what he wants to see. All of these are different reports in Tally. So he goes to sales order book and he sees there are six sales transaction. Now Aditya Industries, if he wishes to see what is the outstanding of Aditya Industries, whether shall I supply him the goods or not, then he say Alt G, then ledger voucher, ledger outstanding of Aditya. So he can decide there is no outstanding. So he can again go to Alt G, show open reports and go to sales order book. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how Alt G functions, that from anywhere you can go everywhere. But at the same time, along with that Alt G, what is more important is the show open reports. So you can see which reports you have opened and you can then navigate yourself to the earlier one. So this is something really path breaking, where the data has got updated. Once suppose there is a transaction which was created, if you see create voucher, you are into a report. Okay, you are into a sales order report, and from Alt G you can create a voucher. So you can, once the voucher is created, the moment you go to show open reports and select this report, you will see that the same voucher is available out here. Okay, so the beauty of Tally is not just in moving or navigating. The beauty it is in, once the data is updated, it is available at that moment of time in the report. Okay, so you need not refresh the report once again. Nishal says instead of show open reports can be treated as different windows. Alt tab is already there. A lot of users are using it, but precisely for Nishal by where users Tally wanted that without disturbing or without opening another window, they should be able to navigate. So this is the option which they have brought in. So when we are using Alt tab, we are again putting some memory on users, asking the users to open another Tally or select the data, go to that data, select the period and all those things. So by using Alt G is that you are not asking anything in the same data, you are navigating and then coming back to the work which you are doing. So that's the option. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, saving of configuration for export and imprint. Now, as a financial accountants, we have been asked to prepare the balance sheet. Okay, now this balance sheet we need to prepare, and once we complete this balance sheet, what we do is that we go to Control E or Alt E, which was earlier there, and then provide the data. We go to, suppose here I am doing a configure, which is the new one. Here I go and select the folder path where I want to save it. Okay, and from there I specify the path. Suppose it is in E drive I wish to save. Okay, and then provide the file name if any, and then Control A and then do this export. The challenge here is that anything and everything stores in E drive, and it is difficult then to differentiate between the two company data which you use. In Tally Prime, what Tally solutions have now brought in is that once you start using, suppose you are wanting to export 5-6 different reports for this Apex Electricals. So in a very simple way, you go to this Alt E export button and go to configuration. When we go to configuration, it is asking different things, but the first thing which is asking is this location of import and export files. So here I select, suppose specify path, specified wrong, E 2019-20, and I am doing MEPL folder. I want to send all my financial reports, whatever I am exporting in Excel, in this. Okay. Once I save the configuration, Control A. So whenever I am going to balance sheet, Control E, and if you see, the folder path need not be given. It is directly saved. Okay. I just need to provide export. Balance sheet has been exported. The same way, I go to Alt G, profit and loss, Control E. The folder path again need not be given, and export, send it. So this becomes quite easier for the accountants. It is some few seconds which is required, but even if those are saved in the flow of work, that is of immense useful. So my suggestion is, when you are working in Tally, you can definitely use this export folder. The one caveat is that for different clients, you will have to create, whenever you start working with that client, you have to first go to configuration and provide it once the folder name where you want to save it, and then start working. That is the only caveat. Otherwise, it is a beautiful option that Tally has provided. Kinjalbhai says, can we select folder from another PC in LAN? Yes, of course, you can select that as well. Export, configuration. Okay, here I am not having the network. That's why this is not there. But we can select from another folder also, or specify the path which is in our network. Network drive can also be provided. Okay, let's move forward. Template management for email being sent. Now this is again one of the very good feature. So you can create some quick templates, 5, 6, 10 different templates in Tally for the regular ones which are there. So the regular ones can be for if you want to collect the outstanding. So you can create a small template of text that please give us the confirmation when we are going to get our outstanding, or if you are sending a ledger confirmation, so you can create that template that here we provide you the ledger for the month of this, for ledger for the month, and kindly give the confirmation immediately, so on and so forth. How do we create that template and what is the use? Let me show. So here I go to option called Alt M, configuration. Okay, so here I go to show more, predefined messages. If I have predefined messages, I can select, or there is nothing, I can say okay, I have created a ledger confirmation template, and once I'm going to this email, I can select what I want to send. Suppose one ledger account I have to send. Okay, and what title I select, the company name, I provide the details from to where I have to send. Okay, email message, here I can select Alt S, and select it from the list of template. So if I select this ledger confirmation, so automatically that template has come, and then I can click on Control A. Okay, the rest of the settings as far as the email is concerned, it is already there in Tally. You can send it through Gmail. The other options which are available, the user ID and password is provided. You need to provide it. That's it. Okay, so you can go to configure and provide your details for the email also. That what is your CC email to file format and all those things that you can provide. Not much of the technical configuration is required. Users are able to send email quickly to multiple companies together. Also, that option is also available in Tally. Okay, so this was about template management for the emails being sent. So this template is something which was there in a slightly different way in ERP9. Even after using it for so many years, I was not aware of that template. But when I saw this in Tally Prime, I really said that yes, users can use this basic template management. Okay. Okay. Quick bank reconciliation. Tally has come out with this bank reconciliation from Excel download, which is there in Tally. I'm not sure how many of us are using it. So again, a small vote of this thing. Would you like to see the quick bank reconciliation, how it is done, and how we as an accountants can save time by directly posting the entries? So is there a small survey again, once again? Himal bhai says yes, we would like to see. Nishal says yes. Okay, Mandar says yes, thank you. Uttam bhai says have used, but any error will lead to mess. It's not like that, Uttam bhai. You can still control the things, but I will share some few tips of how we can manage it better. Okay, as we got some 5-6 years, I would like to once again go to Tally Prime. Here in eDrive, I have downloaded the bank statement. I will open the bank statement for you guys. It is already there, and if you see that there are a lot of entries which are there already. Okay, we don't have to change the format of the bank statement. Nothing that we have to do it. Okay, that's it. You close the file. Come to Tally Prime. Okay, in Alter Masters, go to the bank where you are going to import. The bank statement was of HDFC Bank, so that's why I'm selecting the HDFC Bank in the ledger. And here I have to provide the details. Okay, here I need to provide the details that which is the bank, list of banks which is available, and which is very important. Okay, so in case you are not able to select the bank, the list of name is not there, no bank reconciliation can help you. But most of the 90% of the banks are already available in India. At least those banks are already available. So whether the name is what you have kept is Bank of Baroda or Bank of India, it doesn't matter. What you have selected out here in this table is matters. Okay. For getting this table, one important thing is that your Tally software subscription should be valid. Your TSS should be valid. Okay. That's it. Nothing else. And after this, you go to the bank configuration. Is that HDFC Bank. Here you have to select enable auto reconciliation. Okay. Once auto reconciliation is provided, once this option has been provided as yes, then Control A. You can also give the standard path where you wish to save the statements. Okay, but in the current environment, I will select it while I'm doing the bank reconciliation. So I'm not providing it at the master level. You can give it at the master level. It saves some bit of a time as well. Okay, Control A. That's it. Okay, now we go to Alt G, ledger vouchers. Suppose HDFC Bank. We go to this bank and we select is Alt R, reconcile. Okay, here if you see that all the details which has not been reconciled is available. From here I can select this file called Alt O. I can select this option Alt O, import, and I can provide the details where I have to import it. I select this bank statement and the path where I have saved it. So in the current question, I have selected it in the folder called webinar. I select this file. Okay. As what Uttambai says that it can become a mess. I do not agree with it completely, but I would strongly recommend that users should, when they are asking the system to do some automation, and the understanding of the user and the understanding of the system could be different. So it is better that users take a backup. Now that also involves whenever we are, creating an automation for Excel to Tally import, or when we are doing XML export and import, or as in the current case, the bank import. So take a backup so that you are in control of the things. Okay. So here we see that total entries in the bank statement, what we saw in the Excel sheet, there are 80 entries, out of which 4 have been reconciled, which are there in the statement, which we just saw. And there are additional bank entries, which are 19. Okay, I say enter. And here, if I see that 4 entries have been reconciled, and there are few entries which are there, okay, for which I need to update the transaction. Okay, now here Tally has provided a wonderful button called Alt J, called create vouchers. Very useful when we are doing it otherwise also. I mean, when we are doing our passbook entries. So users, when they clients comes to us and provide us the passbook, it is better that we do not take a physical bank statement. We ask them, please download Excel and then send it to us. Okay, by doing that, what will happen is that in this company, if you have not recorded any entries, all the entries would be coming out here in this tab, amounts not reflected in the company books, and one by one you can enter it in the respective Tally. Okay, in this case, if I wish to enter this and record in Tally, which was not there, I say spacebar, sorry, Alt J, create vouchers. Once the tab is there, I select the whatever I wish to, the amount has come automatically. Okay, the bill allocations which is happening, enter. Narration, if you see, which is there in the description, which has come, and accepting it as yes. That's it. So users are then able to process the receipt. Now the number of entries has gone removed. The receipt which was there, which I wish to post, is not there, which is already posted in the system, and you're still in the bank reconciliation. So Alt G, I go to that ledger, game to win. I see that yes, there is a receipt which is posted on 24th of November. Okay, the beauty is that they take the details as the instrument number, whatever is there in the description, that has been taken on its mode. Okay, that is the beauty. And for the passbook working, where we are getting the bank statement, it is fantastically used. I mean, this particular function is very useful. Okay. Friends, if you see in my earlier session at BCAS, where we talked about the customization, there was an announcement which we have seen that by selecting from this very screen, by selecting the vouchers, you can post the entries into Tally. Now we have done one by one. But if you have got a repeated entries, so from selecting the multiple entries, there we have posted it. So that was the session on customization. Today we are not discussing on the customization, so I may not be able to show you to you right now. But again, since we are on bank reconciliation, that is something very useful for the users to update. Okay, I hope this quick bank reconciliation would help you guys in updating. Some comments in chat, if I can get. Mandar says, is there any specific format required in Excel for importing? No, Mandar, there is no specific format. Plain bank format which is available on the bank site. So Tally has configured with multiple banks, and I'm sure with all the banks which are operating in India, you can ask them to provide the bank statement download only in Excel. It doesn't consider PDF, it doesn't consider TXT, it doesn't consider any other format. Okay, so better you ask the clients or yourself to get down, provide the download in Excel. Most of the banks are providing it, and that you can read it in Tally. Nishal says, is there option to bank update additional bank entries? Nishal, as I said, there is a customization which is available. There are few vendors of Tally who are providing Excel to Tally. That also can be provided, or the initial customization which we said. But if you see the data entry part, which earlier people used to do one by one, has got reduced by more than 80%. So I actually went out and saw the time management. Okay, so that was something which was really time and motion, this thing, that a user when he gets the bank statement and the user when he gets this Excel download. So there are about 80% of the keys he was able to save. Okay, so that's it. So yes, Mandar, with the customization, here Mandar Nishal is asking, sorry, not Mandar, Nishal, can I accept all instead of passing each entry in BRS which you explained by the customization? If you see the BCAS earlier video where we had showcased that particular customization, you select each entry and then you post it together. So that is available. You can select multiple 5, 6, 50 entries and post it in a single ledger. That is also possible. Okay, moving on. Enhance your consulting practice. Now, this is something really going to be interesting, and we are on 17:50. That is, we have got about 40 to 45 minutes more. So let us discuss on our enhancing the consulting practice. This is something that we all should pay more attention to. Of course, accounting and compliance is useful, bread and butter for us, but consulting will definitely give you more revenue. And for that, we can share some inputs. And I would like to take advice from the seniors that what more can be done on this. Okay, so these are the few examples that I thought would be useful for our professional friends. Can we use Tally for analyzing our profit and loss account or group summary to identify different trends? Some answers in chat, please. Some answers. Can we use, is anybody aware? Of course, Vandana madam would be aware because she's been a co-speaker with me and she would know a lot of things. But apart from that, Mahavish Shah says yes. how you can get it. Mahavir bhai, if you can share your thought process as well to identify the trend. My meaning the trend that you need to identify in which month. Suppose there is a expense, conveyance expense, or maybe the rent expense. So in which month, how many expense was there, and if there is no uh, expense in a particular month, you are able to identify in few seconds rather than minutes. Just taking a water break. By trend, I also mean that there are sundry debtors, and from the sundry debtors, I wish to know which debtor is purchasing from me in which month. Okay. So would you all like to know how we have to do it in Tally? Any suggestions? Please put it in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. These two things, that knowing how the trend works, not from analytical procedures, that is repeated entries. Yes, if the amount is same, from there you can get it. But I would share with you a shorter way. Would you like to know, Mahavir bhai? Okay. Mandar bhai says yes, he would like to know. Who else? Friends, this is a BCA session, and without interaction, things don't work. So my suggestion to all of us is that please put your thoughts in the chat. Soumya says yes, would like to know. Okay. I go to Tally Prime. This is the gateway of Tally. Okay. Now, as I said, I want to identify the trends in the expenses. I'll open another company. So I want to know the trends. So I go to profit and loss account. Okay. Now this is for the month of April to October. Okay. So this is a normal report which all of us see. But from here, if we use a magic button called Alt N, okay, Alt N, and then we go to this button of yearly, quarterly, monthly, and that's it. You select on month. Here you identify that from which expense we go to indirect expense, in which month, what has been the expense. So freight in the month of April, it was 1,800, 2,500. Again in the month of July, 2,500. Not there in the month of June. So you can go and probe a bit more. Alt N is the button. Audit and analysis verification, yes, it is there. But that takes, you have to identify the repeated transaction, and only the repeated ones we will get it. But here by using Alt N, what we get is the totality. Okay, which we can observe that because the amount may not be the same. So this is a lot more helpful button in scrutiny rather than in anything else. MIS reporting, definitely for the businessman to decide. Same way goes for the sales, that in which month I was having how much amount of sales. Okay, so 6,63,000 in April, May 7,762 again. So this is the way in which you can identify the trend. So July, it has got dropped drastically. August it is picking up, again September it is drastically, and in October it is the highest, so on and so forth. Okay, by using the button called Alt N along with the button monthly. So this is how you can identify the trends in expenses. The other option I told is that if I want to identify the customers in which month they have purchased and in which month they have not. So how do I get it? Any suggestions? Any suggestions? How do I get? I hope my question is, you guys are getting my questions? That I have purchased, I have sold to few customers. I want to identify that in which month that customer has purchased and in which month he has not purchased from me. The key is, I'll show you that yes, it is in Alt N, but how to use that Alt N? That is what is important. Any suggestions? Sundry debtors go monthly option, yes. But if you see from the Mandar says sundry creditors monthly option, Alt G, group some. Okay, so here I go to sundry debtors and then I go to each party and then say in which month he has purchased. That's what you are suggesting? Yes, Mahavir Bhai has got it right. Slightly right, slightly wrong. I'll discuss it. Here, once we are there in sundry debtors group summary, I go to F12. I say transactions only as yes and closing balance as no. Okay, and then I just control A. Okay, now these are all the total debit and credit transactions of the customers. Okay, and from here, once I click Alt N, the magic button monthly. So here I can identify Alt F1. I do it from which customer I have purchased, which customer is purchasing from me in which month. Okay, not very accurate and absolute report, but it gives a lot of insight that when the customers are purchasing, when they are not. Okay, so the earlier report was on expense. The current report, which is on the sales part, it will now, as we said that at BCA we encourage users to use more of the software whatever they are using, whether it is Tally or any other. So we want you to use it for your consulting assignment. My suggestion here is that look at Tally not only from your accounting and statutory aspects, from business purpose also. Okay, how you can make this useful for your own work. Okay, later I will also discuss on few parts which has come in Tally Prime New. Okay, I will show one beautiful thing which has come in Tally Prime New in just few minutes. Right. So friends, this was how we can get the trend analysis. Now we go to the another part. prepare value-added dashboard from Tally Prime data to suit the customer need. I will showcase you something. Period-wise, client-wise sales, category-wise sales. This had slicers also into it, but nevertheless, this is something that you can get it in few minutes. How many of us would like to know how to do it? In chats, please. Can we get graphical presentation in trade analysis? Yes, we can get it. Soumya says yes. Sharat says yes. This is the first time that Sharat Bhai has responded. I really love that. Himal Bhai says yes. Okay. The graph reports, what I have showcased you, has come from Excel, as we can see, but it has come in few minutes. It has not taken not much of the time. Okay, it has taken few minutes of my team's time to prepare this dashboard, hardly few minutes. Okay, and if you are an expert in Excel, it will take lot lesser time. Okay, at the end of this graph, how to make this graphical work, we will discuss on what more we can do. Okay, believe me, these are just primary graphs or charts that I'm showcasing you. The trend analysis, there are a lot more things that we can do it. Okay, let me showcase it to you in Tally Prime how we can do it. You go to Alt G, or rather you directly go to export. I'm sorry, you can directly go to export. You can select others. You can go to this sales voucher. Okay, I want to export all the sales voucher. Go to configure. Select the period 1st April to October. The option that I want is this. Show more. Okay. So show more is this option. Here, once I come, worksheet name 051220 sales register. Okay. Export for pivot table. Yes. I give this as yes. Once I give this as yes, there are few more questions on the header that show item stock properties. I say yes. Enter GST details, dispatch details. I want to know. I want to get all these details. Show order details. Yes. Show export import details. Yes. In a minute, you will come to know. Okay. So once this is done, I have given the file name. Okay. 051220 sales register. Export for pivot table. That is the most important option that I want to activate, and where I need to save it. Okay. Folder path, by default it is coming MEPL, which we had shared it earlier. Now we want to specify. Select from drive. I will select E drive directly. Okay. File name. Control A, E for sending it. Now let's see what happens. Now this is the 051220 day book that we have saved. Oh, it is already open. Okay. Let us understand the format for what it is. Voucher reference number, date. So if you see whatever my sales transactions are in this demo company, that has all come in Tally. Okay. Party notes, party group, trend, the important aspects, dispatch details. Suppose I'm using a particular transporter, I wish to know which transporter I'm using it on a regular basis, that I get it. Item name is something that I want to create the reports with. Okay, item group, item category. Okay, along with that, this values, quantity value. Okay, actual quantity and build quantity. If you've given free, then in actual quantity it will come more, and in build quantity little lesser amount can come. Purchase rate, the cost also comes along with the sales report. Okay, margin, profitability, you can see, you can create profitability on each item. I'm going on the right hand side. Okay, purchase sale transaction. Now this entire report is available to all of us for analysis as we like it. What we can do now, we can go and use simple pivot, that is insert pivot table, select the table, and then go on selecting and preparing the report. Okay, once we get the data in pivot reports, my friends, you can create at least 20 to 25 different types of reports. That includes graphical reports, that includes zero sales report. I will showcase to you what one of my team member gave it to me. Zero sales report. This means that this item which was sold, okay, in which month it was sold, and okay, in the month of May and July it was not sold, and if it was sold in the month of May, at what rate. With this simple pivot report, we've been able to do it. Today's session is not on pivot table report. Earlier we had done this particular option of how to view the pivot report, how to work it in a Power BI. Also that time we had taken the report of day book and then did some fantastic Power BI report. Kinjalbhai, we had done it with Abhay Gadia, and today we are discussing on this Excel pivot report. This is a basic pivot report, not much which has been done without, and my team member who has done this is having basic knowledge of Excel. There is not much of an Excel knowledge is also required. Okay, so such kind of beautiful reports you can create it from the basic pivot report itself. Okay, with having some basic knowledge of Excel and the maybe the graphs or the trend. Okay, what more can be done? As I said, this once the data is available in pivot, what one of my very dear friend Sandeep had done was taken the 5 years data of the same client in one Excel sheet only, one below the other. We appended it, and then we created a heat map analysis kind of thing, predictive analysis, where each customer, depending when he is purchasing on a regular basis. So a customer is purchasing in the month of April, July, and August. So there is no point for the client of ours to pitch to the customer in the month of May and June. He is always purchasing in these 3 months. Suppose that trend has come out, so we can ask that in this month you don't focus on this customer, you focus on some other customer. That kind of predictive analysis is also very much possible, but the raw data which has come from this particular thing only. Of course, he has worked with some amount of Python also on that, but that's a different thing. That will depend on what knowledge you have of Excel and Python or some other analysis. But the idea here I want to share is that raw data is available from Tally, and raw data, once you get it in this pivot report, definitely the trend of time, the trend of the cost or whatever it is, you can do it. Now, which reports are available? Sales and purchase, both the reports are available item wise. One of my friend, again another different type of example, created an HSN summary. Okay, Mrinal, who is also my technology committee course, this. So he created an HSN summary from this report. for the customer, because in this, if you see, we also get the HSN details for the item. I'm going on the right hand side. Item name, item HSN, column AO. So he created a different HSN summary just to cross check whether the details he's filing from GSTR1 and what is there in tally is correct or not. So like that, there can be many other usages. We are not discussing on the different types of usages, how to get that raw data, how to enable you, how to ensure that you can make an impact to your working with the clients. Today's session is all about that. So I hope this was good and useful. Some comments in chats. Bhavya says pivot table option not available in export configuration. Once you select Excel and once you select sales register, then only you will get this pivot table option, sales register and purchase register. Excel has to be there. Yes, Mahavir Bhai says very useful. Thank you, Mahavir Bhai. The real challenge would be in using this particular functionality. I would suggest go ahead and use it to your own beneficial. Soumya says useful. Wonderful. For the rest, was it useful? Was it not? Vandana has brought in a very important point. It is useful for items only, and for the professional services industry where the ledgers are there, not much can be used. I agree with you, Vandana. The reason I showcased it is for us as a professional to use it for our clients who are using Tally's inventory. Okay. Yes, I do understand it is currently not available for ledgers, but you and I both can give once we are in that Tally Anchors Club, and we can give that suggestion where we can get similar report for the ledgers also. Currently it is not there, but definitely we can give suggestions, or we may able, if we are able to customize, that's right. Wonderful. Thank you, Vandana. Soumya says, can Tally Prime be used for raising sales indent from Tally from their phones? Is it so? No, Soumya, it is not possible to raise a sales indent from the phone. There are few applications which are available, which are syncing with Tally Prime, and yet that you can create a sales order. Okay, so that can be used, but not directly. Currently, it is available. Okay. So Soma is asking for the name. Biz MIS is one I know. Biz Analyst is something that I know more. That yes, they are allowing the users to create the sales order from their mobile app. Okay. Not only the sales order, they are also allowing to create invoices and to create maybe the receipt vouchers from their mobile apps. So these apps are useful, and they are coming at a dirt cheap rate of 2000, 2500, something of that sort for per user mobile. Okay. So you can as I showcased you the uh, remote browser access, you can provide the remote access to your clients and ask them, sorry, you can provide the biz analyst kind of software to your clients and ask them to do the entry whatever in Tally in their app, and it would sync with your accounting. So that is what also can be done. I know few chartered accountants doing in a similar way. Okay. Move forward. Let's move forward. can we provide report for IFRS compliance? Okay, let me give a brief background that all of us use Tally's trial balance. Okay, by using Tally's trial balance, we prepare our financial statements of Schedule 3 and cash flow and whatnot. Okay, I happened to interact with one of my very good friend Ashish Kanani. Okay, so he asked me a simple question that Punit, I wish to use Tally for IFRS compliance. So I probed him more. That he says that we want certain entries which are there in system but which are not affecting my Indian GAAP. Okay, so I pondered upon his question and then we came out to a solution. And for last 3 months, he's using it and he's saying it's wonderful. Okay, so I would like you all to know. I would like to ask you guys that would you like to learn on this how we can prepare IFRS compliant financial reports? Let me go to the chat box. Would you all like to learn? Any options? We have quite a few visitors. Friends, it's been almost 2 hours and we have last 15 minutes in our hands. I'm really grateful for you guys to be there, but interaction is something. Uttam Bhai says we can use reverse journals, sort of, not exactly Uttam Bhai. I will come to the solution. First and foremost, would you all like to, have you understood my question that Indian gaps, I'm maintaining it in Tally. That is what the normal accounting is. For IFRS, I need to provide a different valuation. Okay. So I cannot provide the valuation of fixed assets, which I have provided for the Indian gaps for the IFRS. So I need to change that. Normally, what the users are doing, which Ashish informed me, is that users are exporting the current trial balance in Excel, providing two columns, debit and credit, and manually updating the options. Okay. So if they want to increase the asset value or decrease the asset value, they used to go out and debit and credit column, put the respective value, and so on and so forth. The challenge there was that they were not able to control many times the debit and credit part so that it is always equal. Okay, so that was the challenge, and with the option which I suggested and then he actually used it, he was able to use it completely and he was very much satisfied. Any suggestions, friends? Please provide that. Would you all like to know about this IFRS or shall we skip? And there are two more things that I wish to show. There's no problem. I can skip this and I can move forward. Give me some options, friends. Yes or no? Bhavya, this is please keep IFRS. Not much interesting for him. Okay. Okay. Kinjalbhai is rightly so. If the participants are not having IFRS kind of client, so let's move forward. Okay. Because we are on the fag end of the session. Okay. This is one thing which has come new and something which is already there. Cash flow projection. Okay. Outstanding is something we all are concerned with, and so are our clients. They are also concerned with the outstanding management. What I found in a brief survey that not many people are aware that when I have to receive the money, when I talk of outstanding, the only standard answer that I get is that Tally has got 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days, that 30, 60, 90 aging analysis. But that is very cumbersome. That is the report which we are used to provide it to the bankers, that more than 180 days, less than one, or not only to the bankers, but for statutory audit also, less than a specific period, and then go on and analyzing which are more than for 90 days. It does not give me the decision making like what we saw in the sales aspect, zero sales, that in which month I am not getting the sales. Similarly, for the outstanding, if I wish to know that in which month or in what period in the next November, in the coming December, sorry, how much money I am supposed to receive and from which client. Okay. The question is simple. How much money I am supposed to receive and from which client? Can you all get it? Bhavya says features for receivable management is sending reminders for payment. I can showcase you something, Bhavya, just in a little mind. But my question is simple. Can from your tally, you can tell me in next month which customers are going to pay? I'm not talking about 30 days, 30, 60, 90 analysis and then saying, okay, these are the customers who are who can pay, who are due more than these dates, and that is not there. That is not my question. Specific things, because I have provided in my default tally, suppose 90 days for some customer, 90 days due date, some for some customer 45 days, and for some customer 15 days. Okay, in the month of next December, in this current month December, from whom I should be receiving the payment. I want the list. Would you all like to know how to get it from Tally, or can I skip this? Please answer. Soumya says yes. Mahavir Bhai says yes, would like to know. By the time you respond, I just take a small water break. Okay. Along with this, one more question. I want to analyze that for a customer who has paid me over a period of time, what is his average payment cycle? 15 days, he promises for me 15 days, whether he's paying me in 15 days, 30 days, when is he paying? Okay, what is his average payment history of payment? Would you all like to know? Complete history of payment for a particular customer. Okay, I'm getting some yeses. Fine. Last 10 minutes we have, so let's move to Tally. Both the things together. First thing first is Alt G, show more, and then type projection. I go to this report called cash flow projection. Very useful report. Earlier also was there, but not used much. But now Tally has the power of projection. They have, the power of Alt G. They have made navigation absolutely simple, and because of that, they have this accessing this report is simple and quick. So when we go to that, we get in the month of November how much money I'm going to receive as well as how much money I have to pay. Okay, I go to this. Which is the period actually? One second. I have to change the period. The another navigation point for the same report is display cash flow. Alt G projection only, from there only. Show more projection. Yeah. So based on the due date, I get it for the month of October. I'm going to receive it this month. From the month of November, I'm going to receive it. So your outstanding, your asking your team to follow up becomes a lot more simpler. Please call these three guys. They are going to pay in the month of November. Okay, like that in the month of December, so on and so forth. Now this is based on the due date which you have provided. Here I would also like to share that Tally has come out with a fantastic feature in the security control that they do not allow on account bills to get settled. So if you wish, you can go and activate the security control that no on account settlement. Okay, that would make the reports much more precise and better. Receivable management, from here you can go and check that whether this is available. I mean, from where I'm supposed to receive the money. Is it good? Cash flow projection. Okay. The other part that I discussed was Alt G. Suppose ledger vouchers, and I go to a customer. Okay. SD Adarsh shipment. Now here they have given a fantastic button called exception reports. Rather control H. Yeah, not exception report, but change view. Here I can select the payment performance. Okay, so I get to know what transaction I had done and when they have settled it. Okay, it is not just outstanding, which we normally got it from the ratio analysis, but it shows the entire history. So change view from the ledger voucher report, we get the entire payment performance. This is available only for sundry debtors. I tried it for sundry creditors. It is not available because in GST reporting, we want it for sundry creditors also. That any vendor's payment more than 180 days, if you can get it from there. As of now, it is not available for the creditors. It is available only for the debtors payment performance, but still a very useful report. You go to a normal ledger voucher report and you type Control J. Okay, sorry, Control H, change view, go to show more and select payment performance. That's it. So this is something that I really like it, because here you are able to track that on 8th May I sold him, on 10th June I received the money. So it takes about 33 days for me for one bill. In the second bill, I got, it was only 9 days, and so on and so forth. You can just select another customer. Here you will get another reports. Okay, so Aarti Industries, and here on the top they are providing the basic, if there is a closing balance formula also. But here if you see, this report was also available in Tally Prime, but there the challenge was they did not give the complete history. Tally ERP9 it was available in a similar way, but the history, complete history was not there. But now in Tally Prime they are giving each bill by bill details. Okay, so it becomes easier for us to recognize which customers are our paying customers, which customers are those rakhdu customers, if we may call them. Okay. I'll go to my presentation once again. Okay, how we guys can learn about order management, security setup, and invoice for enhancing our practice. My simple suggestion and solution is this: go to Alt G and start typing what you know, what you wish to know. If you want to know more about order, or go to this order, any of these order report. Okay, and then click on a button called F1, Tally Help, and here you will find that all the things related to orders are clubbed together. How the sales order is received, what is it, and what not. This is a context specific help. So tomorrow, if you wish to know more about job work, so go to Tally, type job work, and then go to F1, select job work. Everything related to job work would be available in front of you. So you need not have Punit, Mehta, Vandana, or anybody for your help. Tally is there as a help file. Okay, for that matter. So this is enablement of Tally's help is very context specific, very specific and useful for the users. I have seen people solving most of their queries from this basic help menu. Okay, in case you wish to directly go to this help menu, you can just type help.tallysolutions.com. You can go to this gateway of directly out here. There are few FAQs also. This has been designed in a very beautiful way. We can also get these keyboard shortcuts for Tally Prime. Which are these keyboard shortcuts? I would urge users to go to Tally Solutions today itself and see which are these keyboard shortcuts which are available. And if somebody wants it in Excel, I have downloaded it in Excel. I will provide you the number, my number in Excel. I will send it to you, the Excel sheet of this particular menu. Okay. So I will be sharing my contact details just in few seconds. Okay. So whether it is security setup, whether it is job order, whether it is cost center, whatever it is, you go to F1 and you just select your working. Okay, what you wish to know. Kinjalbhai, can we take few minutes for e-invoice, because that is something that is there on lot of our mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So friends, Tally Prime has come very newly on 9th of November, and with this they have also committed on Tally e-invoice. Okay. So what is it that when we are interacting with R&D department of Tally, what they are saying? So I would just like to showcase something for you. The expected solution is only going to be in Tally Prime. It is not going to come in Tally ERP9. For Tally ERP9, you can ask any of your Tally vendors to customize it, but I would not suggest much of it, because the reason is that from Tally solution, no further development would be possible in Tally ERP9. All the new developments, all the new updates is going to come in Tally Prime. At the start of session, somebody asked, can I exchange my Tally ERP9 to Tally Prime? I am saying that you cannot exchange, but you can definitely upgrade. If you are having a valid TSS, you can go and check your TSS. It is directly available for you to download. Okay. This Tally Prime, the e-invoice part is going to be a seamless integration. No in between. You don't need to select any GSP. Tally Solutions themselves are the GST. They would be directly talking to the GSTN network and help you getting the IRN QR code on a real-time basis. By real-time basis, I mean that it would be saved in your Tally directly. The connectivity would be real-time. Okay. For those users, for some of our godown clients might not have internet connectivity at their godowns, and they still would like to generate the e-invoice. The Tally is going to provide both online and offline option of upload. Like some of the features of Tally, multiple upload of invoices, like getting the multiple IRN and the QR code directly into Tally, that would also be possible. Along with the invoices, of course, debit notes and credit notes are also considered. So they are looking at a holistic solution, not a part of a solution. Okay. Cancellation is something would require. We as an accountants or chartered accountants need to ensure that certain voucher type configuration, certain masters are kept in a way which is not disturbing the e-invoice flow. Okay. The current flow of what we may say automatic voucher numbering is very disturbing. So as we have been suggesting right from GST implementation, and maybe before that we should have manual auto numbering. That is one option which is already done in Tally. Apart from that, there are other options which we should ensure that e-invoice, even if it is cancelled, the numbering is not getting disturbed. So Tally is going to provide you the working for the e-invoice cancellation. There are rules for the e-invoice. That session we can take it at a later stage. So e-way bill generation, that is also going to come, but only for the people who are generating the e-invoice. Okay, auto e-way bill generation number is also expected in the solution, but only for the users who are going to use it for e-invoice. For the other users who may not be available in the coming in that e-invoice bracket of 100 crores, for them Tally is not currently bringing the e-way bill solution. Only for the users who are going to generate e-invoice, for them they are going to bring the e-way bill generation facility on the fly. QR code functionality is something coming up very nicely all across the world. Tally is also going to give QR code functionality. Okay, by default for the users, it will print it at one place only. Users may have the option, or rather would have the option, to customize it by connecting to the Tally vendors that we want QR code to be printed in such a fashion. Okay, the capability of QR code is enhanced in such a way that users can generate or add their own fields to the QR code also, because this is something coming up very nicely, where one of the things, when I said what one feature which would like to have, so one of the users, maybe Uttam bhai, had said that auto upload of purchase invoices if possible. So with the help of QR codes, we can definitely go ahead and move to a world where once I have generated an invoice, you can just click on a button, it will read the QR code and auto upload of invoice can be possible. That functionality, that feature, I'm seeing it in a real time basis, it can be possible. And with this functionality, where the users are would be able to add their own custom fields to QR code, it would be really beautiful for the users to automate a lot of their tasks. Of course, printing can also be provided. These are my contact details. Thank you very much, friends. And we all are waiting, at least a lot of my CA friends and other who are having clients more than 100 crores are waiting for the Tally's functionality. The main question is when. As of now, we understand it will come before 1st of Jan, that is 2020, when the government is going to go live or for this functionality. Much before that, maybe 7 days or maybe 10 days. We cannot commit a date, as currently R&D has not given any dates for that, but definitely it will come before 1st of Jan. We have a mailer from Tally company for that per reason also. Okay, so as of now we cannot provide the dates, but much before 1st of Jan, that is what we expect. Users who want to have the shortcuts and the dashboard report can give me this give me a personal hello in the WhatsApp chat, and maybe connect to me on the LinkedIn. Okay, I would like to share the dashboard reports. I'll just showcase it to you once again. This Prime shortcut, just converted it into an Excel. Those who wants it, I can share it in Excel for users. Okay, that I can share. Please share your contact details, and this standard dashboard report, which one of my team member had designed it. If you wish, I can give you this as well, just to start. Okay, this also I can share it with you guys. So can just give me a personal chat hello, and give me a request. I will be happy to share both the things to you. And one more thing, friends, as we had provided that auto bank functionality post voucher, so that also currently we are providing it on a freemium kind of thing, for using it for free for a few days and then maybe paying it. So if somebody would like to try their hands on that, do let me know on that on my personal chat, for posting of auto posting of vouchers together. How we can do it? I can share the TDL or the TCP file for that as well. Okay. So friends, with this I end my session. Kinjal bhai, all over to you. Back.
Thank you, Punit bhai. Namrata, you are there? Punit bhai, it was really a wonderful session, and I would say that whenever we think of Tally, we think of Punit bhai at BCAS. And as a good teacher, he doesn't only teach, but he also makes his student how to learn independently. And in the same way, you have also enlightened members that how various shortcuts or various help files could be accessed on Tally portal, so they need not be dependent on any external agency or person while they think or while they face any problems. You have indeed carried us through all the important parameters which the Tally Prime has introduced, and it's going to be a wonderful thing, saving time for accountants, and especially the work from home scenario where there will be a lot of activity which is going to be managed remotely,
Uh,
even at least in the near future, and maybe that could become the trend of the future as well. uh, I, on behalf of Bombay Chartered Accountants Society, am thankful to you for sparing your valuable time and enlightening our members on these important aspects of new features of Tally. I thank you, and I also thank all the participants for being present and being wonderful audience, and participating throughout the session. I thank all on behalf of BCS. Thank you all.
Okay. Friends, one more announcement. Tally has got this scheme of, for those of you who are auditors, they are giving rental license at half the cost. That is, normal rental license is 600 rupees per month, but currently it is available for the auditors only at 300 rupees per month. For, as Kinjalbhai said, work from home environment is still continuing. So I think for few more days it is available. I don't know when they may close the scheme. So you can go to TeleSolutions site and check that, and you can enable your team members to get a Tally license at 300 rupees, dirt cheap rate per month basis. And for each auditor, they are allowing about 5 to 6 licenses. So you can also take the benefit of that. There is no partners involvement is requirement. You can just go and download the Tally plan. Okay, that is what it is. And from my side, again, thankful to Kinjal Bhai and the BCAS team for considering me for this session, and really wonderful. I see a lot of my friends, Vandana, Paresh Bhai, to be here, and yeah, to keep them listen. It is always a challenge, and thank you for being here and wonderful interaction.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
End of the meeting.